In this tutorial, I will show you how to take a PSD and turn it into a fully functional website using Photoshop and wallpaper. The first thing we'll do is determine what elements we want to keep separate from each other because we're going to be collapsing in these individual layers. So let's go ahead and take a look. If you can't find your layers panel, go ahead and just go up to Window and then checkbox Layers, and then your layers window will display. So once you have your layers panel or window up, go ahead and look through it. You'll either have folders, it's segregated or not. The folders are just for organization purposes. It's not a big deal if you don't have them or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see what each of these folders consist of. Okay, so this is text. So what we're going to do is, okay, so let's go ahead and just take out all the text and the buttons. So in this case, we're taking away certain elements in which we could write in on wallpaper. Okay, so our first step should be to determine what we're going to collapse and what we're not going to collapse. So I'm going to go ahead and expand the image folder and just see what each of these elements are. So these are lines. We can go ahead and collapse each of these together. So merge layers. And the way I selected multiple layers was I clicked, held control, and just clicked on each one of them while I'm holding control. You can also click one layer and then everything in between from what you click. So you click the first layer and then the last layer of whatever you want to click. Everything in between will be selected if you hold shift. So those are the two ways. Go ahead and right click and then we click merge layers. So now they're individual layers but they're all together. So we have the line layer and then the icon. Okay, so arrow, I don't see what that's affecting. I believe it's down here. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and just merge all the arrows. So I'm going to right click again while those are selected and merge the layers. So we have those. We don't need these anymore because it's the same exact replica of that. And let's see what that. Okay, same with these. We only need one of these. We don't need all of them. The reason being is because they're just duplicates of the same image. So we only need the image one time. We can just duplicate it on wallpaper once we need it. There's another, let's see, this under images, and it's this. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and, so this is already merged. Let's keep that up. Okay, let's go ahead and merge. Let's merge those. So each of the elements that go together are merging. So in this case, it's this box. We just merge that. So I'll go back. Okay, so I have the shape one. So this is it unmerged. I'm going to go ahead and merge these. The reason why I'm not merging this one is because if you see right here, it's actually that button. So as those are selected, right click, merge layers. That's simple. So now I have this whole box. Okay, let's continue. So this is a button. Let's smart object and then rasterize to get the effects. Okay, and then we have this image which we already worked with. There's some light and there's another one. So let's go ahead and merge that. Let's see that, and there's grass. More grass. Okay, maybe we don't want this in there because I'm thinking this background will just be a repetitive background. So let's go ahead and take off things that wouldn't really look too good if they were repeated. So let's take out that light. Okay, so we have that, we have that, and we have the actual color of the background, okay? And let's go ahead and merge those. So essentially that's our whole website. We have our logo up here and we have our lines. So okay. So essentially we have the overall structure of our template ready to go. So to export these, it's pretty simple. What you do is we'll start with the background, and just because it's named background, this is actually the white background. We want this one. See how it's this? We want this to actually repeat. So what we're going to do is Control A, or you can go up here and go to Select and select all. So what it's doing is just making these running ants all the way around, selecting the whole canvas, and then we're going to do Control X, which is going to cut it, so it cuts it out. Or you can just go to Edit and then cut, one of those two. The shortcut keys, Control X cuts it. And then we're going to do Control N, or you can go up to File and click New. So I can encourage shortcuts a lot quicker. So Control N on your keyboard, and then you're going to have this pop up. Now from here, these are the actual dimensions of what we just cut. So it automatically puts in the width and height. So let's go ahead and just press OK. So it's already inputted for us. And then we're going to do Control V, which is paste, or you go up to Edit and then click Paste, either or. And there you go. So this can be a repetitive background. Now there might be some little issues with this as far as the grass being repetitive, but you know, that's something that we have to look at once it's being repeated over and over horizontally. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and save it. So save as. Now in here, you want to keep everything organized. So just pick a folder. This one I have it under PSD, so it's fine. Maybe name it your website name, however. And then within that folder, you're going to right click and then make a new folder, and we'll call it just images. Then we'll go ahead and click and get into the images folder. Once we're in there, let's go ahead and just name everything what it actually is, so it's easy for us to build this website quick. So this is the background, and I'm going to go ahead and save it as a JPEG, which is fine. And I'll save it at a higher quality. Okay. So I went ahead and saved that. So that's one element. We can go ahead and close this now. It's already saved as a JPEG. We don't need a PSD or anything like that. So press no. We don't need to save it. And now we're back at our original canvas. Now everything is pretty much plain now. It's just a white background. So it's continue getting elements. So in this element we'll have the tree and the money. So we'll go ahead and do the same steps. Control A, Control X, Control N, and then enter. Remember, these dimensions are input for you automatically from what you have cut as far as images from Photoshop. And go ahead and Control V, paste it, and let's take off the background because this is a PNG. It's going to be saved as a PNG, but it has a transparent background currently. So as we take it, you can see the background canvas basically showing it's transparent. We don't want to leave it with the white because then you're going to have a white box behind your image. We want things to be able to be layered over each other and look very professional. So let's go ahead and take off the background. Make sure you turn off that eye, and then let's go ahead and go to File and then Save As, or Control Shift S, and let's go ahead and name it. We'll say money underscore tree, and let's save it as a PNG. The reason why we're not saving it as a JPEG and as a PNG is because a PNG allows transparent backgrounds. So in this case we have a transparent background. Let's press OK. Interlace, we'll just go keep it as none. Okay. So in this case, just like the background, we can go ahead and just close this. We already saved it as a PNG with the transparent background, and we don't need it anymore. We don't need the PSD. We don't need to save that. So it's going to come up. We'll just say no. Okay. So now we know what we have left. Basically, we're just slowly taking elements off this PSD and saving them as either JPEGs or PNGs. If it needs a transparent background, you need to save it as a PNG, so then it renders as a transparent background and not white or black, depending on how you saved it. Okay. So next thing, we'll go ahead and do this logo, and we'll go ahead and just do same thing. Control A, Control X, Control N, then the dimensions are input for us. Just press enter and Control V. Now as you see, this image is actually a transparency as well, so let's go ahead and take off the background, and we'll go ahead and save. So we can do Control S and save, and we'll input logo. And remember, it's transparency, so we need a PNG file extension. And there we go. Same with this one. Just go ahead and close it. Don't need it anymore. And let's go ahead and do this background for the content, which is like a white box. Okay, so same thing. This is repetitive. So Control A selects all. Control X cuts it. Control N makes a new document. Enter, because the dimensions are put in for us. We don't need to do anything. And then Control V. Control V pastes it. And then same with this one. It's a transparent background. Now you might ask, well, how do I know if it's transparent background? Well, if you're just careful and you can look at these edges. If I take off this background, you can actually see its transparency. If I were to take off the background on this canvas, so In this case, it is transparent background, so once again, Control S so you can save it, and we'll name this content background and PNG because it's transparent. You guys will get it down. It's very repetitive, but once you get it, it's easy as pie. So let's go ahead and close this. We don't want to save it. And just real quick, I'm just going to jump through these and move on. So we have our images. So we have the overall structure of the PSD saved as either JPEGs or PNGs. So next thing we're going to do is navigate to our browser, whatever browser you use, and pull up webpaper.co. Once you have an account and log in, it is 100% free, up to 3 pages. So you can actually do this tutorial with us and not feel like you're obligated to pay anything. Okay, so once you're logged in, you're going to see this. You're going to see your dashboard. This is your page list. We're going to go ahead and just go to one of our folders and click Add New Page. It can be in any folder. By default, you'll just have Main folder. So go ahead and just click Add New Page. For this, I'm going to keep organized and do it in a test folder. So I'm going to left mouse click Add New Page. And let's put our page title. We'll just say Test Page. And we'll just leave our meta tags out. And we don't want a subdomain right now. It's fine. We're going to click on Create Blank Template or Blank Page, and then Create Page. And now we have a blank page. We have our layers on the right side. These are all our tools up here on the top. We have our Save button, Public View. Okay. What we're going to do is click our page properties. And then within here you can change the background color, background image. So the first thing we're going to do is our background image. Click My Images, and then by default you'll be in Uploaded Images. Then click the Upload tab and then choose File. From here you'll be able to navigate within your computer and find the image you want to upload. So the first one we're going to upload, of course, is the background image. Okay, so now it's uploaded, and press OK. And then we want to repeat it horizontally. So we're going to check box background repeat horizontal and press OK. So we'll go ahead and just click the save icon here, which is a floppy disk, or Control S on your keyboard, and it will save. To see what it looks like publicly, you can just click the public view and you see as it repeats. Actually does not look bad at all, so that works out. So go ahead and left click edit, and now let's upload the rest of our images. We no longer need to click page properties as far as uploading images. That was just to upload our background image. So the next step would be to upload an image. Just click Add Image, My Images, and then Upload, and we'll click Choose File. So let's go ahead and upload the logo. There, it's uploaded. Press OK, OK, and there's the logo. So to move around objects, you just click on it and drag. You want to make them bigger, just pull on one of these boxes and you can make it bigger. If you ever need to reset this, obviously you could just pull it back to whatever size you feel comfortable with, or you could just double click it and the properties come up, and you can left mouse click Advanced and click Original Size, and this will change it back to its original size. Click OK, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and just save this, as we did make a change. Okay, and the next step would be a repetitive step, in which is just uploading images. So My Images, choose File, and we'll just go ahead and click the money tree, and once it's done uploading, we'll see it here, and then we'll press OK, and then OK again. So now we have the money tree uploaded. As you can see, we can just place this anywhere we want. This is similar to Photoshop in the sense that you have layers. You're able to stack things on top of each other or behind, and maneuver things by just clicking and dragging, resizing. Just like the transform tool in Photoshop, you could resize up and down. However, if you don't want it proportionate, just click Shift, and then it won't resize proportionate, so you could do whatever you want. But in this case, we want the original size, so I'm going to double click original size and press OK to restore the size. I'm going to go ahead and save it, Control S, or just click the floppy disk in the top right. So we're going to continue the repetitive steps and add these images. So My Images, and choose File, and just continue doing this. So we'll have the background for the content, upload that, And now we have things behind the content, but let's say we want it in front of it. What we can do is you just select it, so we have the red dotted outline around it, means it's selected, and we'll just click the send to back icon up here, or you can drag it underneath just like Photoshop. So either way, this brings to front, bring to back, or you can drag it in between stuff. However, so you can use your layers panel, or you can use these icons up here. If for some reason you don't have these layers panel, just go ahead and click this icon here. It will make it disappear, pull up. There's also a shortcut key, Alt L will bring it up and take it away. Okay, so now that we have the content area uploaded and the money tree, we're gonna go ahead and put this behind. So let's name this. To name them, just right click and name. So say money tree, and we'll call this the logo, and we'll call this the content BG. Okay, let's go ahead and save. So in this case, let's go ahead and place this in front of it. Okay, let's move this up just a little bit. You can also move objects around by using Control while it's selected, Control and your arrow keys, that's 1 pixel movement, or Control Shift, and that's 10 pixel movement. So whatever works for you. You can use your mouse, your arrow shift, Control Shift and your arrow keys, or just Control for sensitive 1 pixel movements. Okay, so let's go ahead and just place these in the areas that we want, and let's continue uploading. So we'll have that. You don't have to save every time. I just do it just because of habit. Okay, and that, and then we'll upload the arrows. So now we have our elements on the page. Now let's say we want to write some content. We would just click this icon here to add text, and you'll have new pop up. Now to move it around is just like any of the other elements. You just click and drag it around anywhere you want. When you resize this, you're just resizing the area in which it would show. So let's say we had some longer text, it would display longer rather than being bunched up into a box. So that's what that is. Also, you can swivel your text however you want. Let's go ahead and just put that back to normal. Okay. Now to edit text, what you do is just double click, and now we're in the edit mode, and we can type whatever we want. See, so we can expand this, and we'll save it. So if we click on this, we'll just bring it up a little bit and put it here. We'll change the font color to, let's say, white, and save and go to public view. It's an actual website now, so it's pretty much that simple. And as you see, is the page isn't aligned in the center, so some people want that, some people don't want it. So if you do want to align center, what you do is go back to edit, click page properties, that's where we set the background, and in here we just click center page, press OK, and the save button, and click public view. Now it's centered. That's simple. Slideshows, submission forms, shopping carts, all that is just as simple. We have applications here at the top, built-in applications. So you want a Facebook like button, click it. This gray box is your Facebook like button, and we'll go ahead and just save, and there you go. So it's pretty simple. As far as links and buttons, the way you can do it is you just click this link icon, add URL, and we type the URL we want to take them to. So let's just say google.com, and we'll say google.com, and the hover hint will say search engine. And do we want it to open up a new window, yes or no? We'll say yes, and no follow for SEO. Basically it's for search bots, or spiders they call them. Do you want them to go through that link or not? So we'll just go ahead and just leave it as okay. We'll leave it. If we want to change the font color of the link, we could change it to white or red. We'll just say red, and save, And then when we go to public view, if we click this, it's going to open it up in a new window and took us to Google, which it did. Awesome. So that's how to make a link. This is your basic transition from a PSD to actual working website using Adobe Photoshop and web paper.